Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I'm your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that is our Helium 10 Weekly Buzz, where we give you all the latest news and goings-on in the world of e-commerce on Amazon and Walmart. We have interviews with people you need to hear from in the industry, and we give you training tips of the week that will give you serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. Let's go ahead and see what's buzzing this week. We've just got a couple of news articles today that we're going to be talking about, one of which is kind of like a new TikTok thing that Amazon has come out. And another thing is affecting a lot of you sellers out there who are trying to make sure your products get in the hands of your customers by Christmas. We also have an interview where we go over some of your top PPC questions, and then a great training tip of the week that is going to be about keyword research, how within just about 60 seconds, you can see stuff like what keywords that you're not even ranking for, that your competitors are getting sales from. And also, how to see if you're even indexed for those keywords or not. Let's go ahead and hop right into the news. First of all, the first couple of articles actually comes from Sponsor Display, and it's from Amazon, made two announcements. And one of these is entitled Sponsor Display Now Available in Amazon Marketing Stream in North America. So for those who don't know, Amazon Marketing Stream is something we've been talking about a lot lately. But what this article says is now you can see your sponsor display. So in the past, you couldn't think about doing what people call day parting, or trying to like turn off and on or adjust bids at certain times of day, because Amazon never really gave you insights into, hey, like, is my how is my performance at this time of day? You couldn't tell that. You have no idea to know if at 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. your ads were doing better. But Amazon opened up the Amazon Marketing Stream to a lot of partners such as Helium 10, such as PackView. And so with your regular sponsored product campaigns, you now have these insights, which is why in Atomic, for example, we have what's called schedules, where I could say, hey, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., turn off my ads because, my ACoS goes to the roof for whatever reason, right? Well, now you're going to be able to start doing that in Sponsor Display. So we'll be, incorporating that eventually into Helium 10. It's going to be there right there in PackView. So for those of you PackView customers, you'll be able to go right into there to be able to have that visibility. Another thing, still on the topic of Sponsor Display, another article that was brought up was Sponsor Display is now available for advertisers in Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. All right, so here in the United States, in Europe, we've had access to Sponsor Display ads for years, right? If you're selling in those other marketplaces like Egypt and Saudi Arabia, well, starting now, you will now be able to actually do Sponsor Display campaigns in that marketplace. All right, the next article was something that was kind of hyped up a lot last week. Amazon put out a press release that they have this new feature called, it's kind of like TikTok-like shopping. It's called Amazon Inspire. All right, and what it is those who use the Amazon Buyer app, and maybe some of you guys have used this already, you can select, hey, what kind of topics you're interested in, and then you get this kind of like feed that's like TikTok or Instagram stories where, there's influencers who have created these videos that allow you to just like scroll through it in an entertaining way and then potentially buy the product. All right. So this is, rolled out here in early December, and it's going to be broadly available to US customers in a few months. All right. So now the interesting thing is that, this is kind of like what TikTok was doing. You can just go directly to Amazon, but this is like native in the Amazon app. Now, I am not an e-commerce, kind of person, or like an e-commerce, what's the word, like prognosticator or something, where I have special insights into what's going to hit and what's not. But just thinking from a consumer standpoint, I personally have difficulty understanding a path to success for this, like big widespread success. Like I could totally understand, even though I don't like TikTok or I don't use TikTok myself, as a consumer, I can understand why sometimes your products can go viral on TikTok. Is because people go to TikTok, right, and Instagram to be entertained, and they just want to see stories that catch their eye. And then what happens is that sometimes there's products that come out in these stories, and then you're like, oh, okay, I came here to be entertained, but this is actually a cool product. It's a blanket shaped like a burrito or whatever like that, right? And then, sure, I'll go ahead and click on this and go to Amazon. But the reason why TikTok is so popular is because it's such a strong algorithm to entertain people. And then, maybe 1 out of every 50, TikTok things that you see, it has to do with a product and it has success. Now, this one, I'm struggling understanding or kind of like having confidence that it's going to take over the world, for example, because I personally don't go to the Amazon app in order to get entertained, right? Like I go to the Amazon app because I already know I need something and I'll go there. So to get people to go into the Amazon app to get their entertainment, when they already have probably TikTok and these others, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I'm sure some people will go ahead and do it. People who just are on their phone all day, they'll be like, sure, I'll go to another TikTok type app. But let's see, what do you guys think? Am I being too pessimistic? Am I off base here? Do you think this thing is going to just, become the holy grail for Amazon sellers? Could be, you never know. But my personal opinion is that it's going to be okay, but it's not going to be like one of those hashtag game changers per se. Like I almost think that the live shopping experience might be better. The kind of things where Amazon Live, for example, is because, you're going there with the intention to learn about certain products and things like that. But to actually try to tie the entertainment aspect into this, let's see how it goes. Maybe I'm being too prejudgmental. All right. Last news article of the day is actually another just personal kind of anecdote. Let me just show you guys something here on the Helium 10 profits for the Project X. So I noticed earlier this week, hey, we were doing great, right? Our sales were crushing. And last week, you'd see was high, this light blue number. And then as you can see, day by day, the numbers started plummeting. And I was thinking like, what in the world? Like this is the middle of Q4, like the heaviest shopping season for coffin shelves, even more, than Halloween. Why are our sales plummeting? All right. And then what I did was I looked in the search results for our coffin shelf and take a look what you see here in the search results. And maybe some of you guys, I've heard other people have had this experience. Like here's our coffin bookshelf. It says arrives before Christmas. Look at everybody's arrives before Christmas, but look at our main coffin shelf here. It does not say arrives before Christmas. I'm like, what? That's troublesome. So I went to the actual listing and it says it arrives after Christmas on December 28th. I'm like, it's December 13, December 12, December 11 when I was first seeing this. Like, why in the world is this product arriving December 28th? Who's going to want to buy a product and wait until December 28th? And then I went to Seller Central and I looked into my inventory and look what it did. It put all of my inventory and it put it into like this transfer status. All right, reserve status. I mean, I had inventory there. Sure, I shipped a little bit extra, but all 134 units, it just stuck into transfer status. You don't see that on these other products. But here's another product where you see it in our coffin, or not coffin, but our egg rack. All right, it put over 100 units, 100% in transfer status. All right, so it makes sense about why we are losing the sales, because people who are looking at this are like, wait a minute, I'm not going to wait until after Christmas. And I posted about this in the elite group. And I remember Ankit in there, who's been on the podcast before. He had 30,000 units all put into reserve status. And when that happens, it looks like, your product does not arrive. So I don't know what is going on. I checked different addresses and some of them say it could arrive before Christmas. Like if I was, ordering this in New York. But what I made sure to do is I made sure to have my FBM listing active. And in some locations, my FBM, my fulfilled by merchant listing, is now active and has the buy box. And the shipping time says before Christmas because, we use UPS and that's how our shipping is set up. So Amazon knows that it'll get there before Christmas. So that's just another reason to always try and use FBM, when you can. All right. So that is it for the news today. Now, one thing I wanted to give you guys a heads up is we have our Bigger, Better launch tomorrow. Depending on when you're watching this, it's going to be Thursday. So I want you guys to sign up for it. We have tons of strategy that we're going to be going over that is going to be for to give you a best leg up on 2023. So if you guys want to sign up for this Bigger, Better launch workshop, go to h10.me/launch, h10.me/launch, and then you'll be able to join that live and I'm going to be giving you guys nothing but strategies in carry and Shivali as well. All right, let's now get into, before we get into the pro training tip of the week, that killer keyword research strategy I want to give you. I've got an interview here that I did with somebody who is live taking some of your top questions on PPC. So here are a couple of questions that we went over that hopefully can help you guys with your advertising strategy. The question was from Shlomo here: if you have two similar products but different application form, what would be the ad strategy to ensure that you're not bidding against oneself? So I'm not 100% sure what he means there, but let me just try and use my imagination here. But maybe he's saying that, you've got, a coffin shelf and a coffin makeup shelf or something. But I mean, I might want to bid on coffin shelf for both keywords, like both are kind of relevant to me. So in that sense, I am bidding against myself, but I want to. So under that situation, maybe he means that, like, how do I make sure I'm not just pushing the ceiling, up? So what would be your comment on that?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think by application form, he means like it's the same. It'll be a similar product with slightly different applications. Is that what that means? So like it's kind of the example you used. I think it depends. Number one, if they're complementary products, so if they're purchased together oftentimes, or if they're serving a similar purpose where people need both of them, then targeting the same keywords or product targeting themselves can be really helpful as far as an branded upsell strategy. And then honestly, one of the things we always revert back to is look at the data. If one of those, I would say try it out. They're so similar. Try out some of those, more general, higher level, broader keywords that might encompass both of those. Mm-hmm. And if one of them is significantly outperforming the other, then go with that one. Listen to the data, because Amazon or Walmart, wherever you're running ads on, they're going to reward that product more than the other one. So it will naturally increase in ranking if it's performing better. So, my opinion and what we do at Vendo is we just test, right? If products are similar enough, we're going to advertise on that keyword. If the data comes back and says that they perform about the same, well, then we're going to go even, one level low or one level more granular and say, hey, what are CPCs? What are conversion rates, right? Are there ways for us that we can, maybe manipulate the CPCs so we can get higher ROAS on one of these products? And then the final question, of course, is to your business objectives. If there's one you want to push more than another, then you want to push that more across your branded targeting as well as those keywords. And then if there's one that's, more profitable than the other, you're going to want to look to push that as well. And you're going to make the back end calculation about potentially, if there's lower sales on one of them, but higher profitability, what is the right path for you guys? But yeah, it's really just, hey, which product is converting better if you test out the same keyword?
And as far as the other thing, like, let's say he was thinking about, hey, what if I'm raising the ceiling here? Like one thing that, let's say you absolutely want to be at the top of the, top of search, from a Helium 10 standpoint, like, let's say I'm using keyword tracker. I could have, the keyword on boost. And for those who don't know what boost means, is that little rocket ship in front of a keyword. And then it's checking like 24 times a day in different browsing scenarios. And then what I could do is kind of, start experimenting with lowering both bids. Like maybe I have an equal bid for both. Mm-hmm. And then, make sure I'm still at the, showing up in the search results. I don't have to check and refresh the page every time. I just use keyword tracker. And then, once I start seeing that, somebody else takes my top position, well, now I kind of, know where that artificial ceiling might be. So guys, make sure that, you don't just blindly change your bids, raising or lowering, but know how it's affecting your placement there, in the search results.
Yeah. And honestly, you'll find that, and you'll find that, I think that Bradley, you and I are going to be saying that a lot, this conversation, which is look at the data, right? Yep. When we can make assumptions, especially as business owners, a lot of business owners make assumptions about knowing the products and knowing the competitors or the keywords that are relevant. And, you might be right in certain scenarios, but at the end of the day, we are beholden to these marketplaces algorithms. And however those algorithms are indexing or looking at our products, and then the customers inside those marketplaces are buying them, is really what's going to be able to accelerate sales. And so, as Bradley mentioned, if we're going to see a lower CPC, or excuse me, a higher CPC and a lower conversion rate, then that data is making it very obvious. Let's lower the bids. If it's high CPC, high conversion rate, a little more challenging. High conversion rate, low CPC, then we know to raise to lean into that, even if it's against the same keyword for two similar products.
All right, so guys, that was actually a clip from yesterday's Tacos Tuesday. We do that every month, once a month, where going forward, we're going to be inviting a guest expert on PPC in, and we're going to have a Tacos Tuesday strategy session all on PPC where we go over your questions. There was about probably like 12 other questions in that whole session. And guess what? You're not going to have to wait too long to listen to those. You'll be able to hear that this Saturday on this Saturday's Serious Sellers Podcast episode. So this very next one is going to be our first ever on the podcast, Tacos Tuesday, where we go over all of your top PPC questions. Make sure to tune in on Saturday for that episode. All right, so now let's talk keyword research, getting ready for 2023. This is, we're going to be talking about different strategies also on tomorrow's BBL, especially to do with keyword research, but things that will set you on the right track that you can start doing, now. One of them is, hey, how can I find keywords in an instant that maybe not only am I not ranking highly for, maybe I'm not even ranking at all in the top 7 pages, yet my competitors are in like the top 10. Let me show you how you can quickly do that step by step here. All right, so step 1 is just go to your main keyword on Amazon. I mean, there's different ways to do this, but this is the way I like to do it. Go to your main keyword, and then it's very important, run X-ray and make the first product you click, this is important, make the first product you click the checkbox your product. That makes you the seed product, or the one that we're going to compare everybody else to. So what I did was I chose our Manny's Mysterious Oddities coffin shelf. I clicked it first, and then I clicked some of the other top coffin shelves in this niche that I think are my direct competitors. And then I hit the button Run Cerebro right from X-Ray. All right. 1 click, and that's all I need. And it pulled up all of the keywords that these products are ranking for. There's over 6,000 of them here in Cerebro. Now, the way to instantly see where you are not ranking at all, this is like a little known, I don't know if I want to say secret, but a little known strategy. When I go to position rank filter inside of Cerebro, I put a min 0 and a max 0. And that means, hey, I am not ranked. My seed product is not ranked. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the first advanced rank filter, and I'm going to say minimum just 1. That means that, hey, at least one of these competitor products are about to match the criteria I'm about to put. What is that criteria? Well, that's the second advanced rank filter column. And I'm going to say minimum rank 1 through, let's just say 15. So this is really simple. What I'm saying to Helium 10, and obviously I'm explaining this, so it took me 2 minutes to explain it, but this literally takes 10 seconds, is I'm saying, hey, Helium 10, out of these 3 products and all the keywords that they rank for, show me the keywords where I am not ranked at all the last time Helium 10 checked, but at least one of my competitors is ranked in the top 15 on page 1. That's pretty deep. You're like, you can't do this with any other tool out there. And I'm going to go ahead and apply these filters. Let's see how many, if any, come up here. I mean, ideally, 0 would come up here, right? If you guys are absolutely crushing it. But I know I'm not crushing it that well here. So, okay, I see a whole bunch. I'm going to filter this out to like keywords that have like at least 300 search volume. Let me just whittle this down a little bit more. And here we got 5 keywords. Look at this. Here's a great keyword that I don't know why I'm not ranking for, but it says creepy decor. All right, this keyword has got 1,000 search volume. I am not ranked at all, but if I were to look at my competitor rank average, look at this. Another guy is ranked number 12, all right? Witchy room decor goth, gothic decor. All right, so these are keywords that I am not ranked for. Now, the next quick step is, the question is, am I not ranked just because maybe my listing is not optimized for these keywords, or am I not ranked because I am not even indexed? I'm not even searchable for this. There is a quick way to find out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit this export button, and then I'm going to copy this to the clipboard. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the tool Frankenstein, and I want to extract all of the individual keywords to see if there's one keyword that I'm just not indexed for. So I paste all of those keywords, and there's only 5 in them here, but when you're doing it, you might have 100 or more, right? And then I want to see what are just the individual keywords, 1 word or phrase per line. And I see here the individual keywords are creepy, decor, witchy, room, goth, sticker. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm indexed for room and decor and things like that, but let's just make sure. Let's not rely on my own intuition. So now I copy these individual keywords, and now I'm going to go into Index Checker. All right. Index Checker is what Helium 10 has to make sure that I am indexed. So I paste those 9 keywords right here. And the only thing I really need to do, I don't need to put the seller ID. I'm just going to get the ASIN of my product. All right. So let me just grab the ASIN of my product, and I'm going to put it into Index Checker here. And now, again, the difference of what Helium 10 is doing is it is checking if I am searchable. All right. Indexed and ranking mean different things. I already know I'm not ranking. I saw that in Cerebro. But the question is, am I indexed? And then look here. Every single keyword I am indexed for, except for this one called sticker. So now, instantly, now I know, hey, the reason why I am not ranking for it is just that I'm maybe not optimized, or I'm not pushing it in PPC at all, because I am indexable, or I am searchable for all of these keywords. So then the next step is for the keyword. If I want to rank for sticker, I got to put sticker into my listing or figure out why I'm not indexed. But for the others, I now know I'm indexed. So now it's just a matter of, hey, if I really want to rank for these keywords, well, what am I going to do on the PPC side or maybe listing optimization side to get relevant in front of Amazon for it? So guys, this is just a quick and easy thing that you guys can do, that I want you guys to do before 2023 is, again, check for the keywords where you are not even in the search results, the first 7 pages of the search results, but at least one of your competitors is like in the top 10 or 15, and then check what insights you can get from there. All right, guys, I hope this episode was helpful to you. I wish you guys the best of success in the last few weeks here of Q4, trying to get those Q4 sales, and I'll see you next week to see what's buzzing.